Here's the idea. You don't need to do any of this. Just sit on your couch, relax and chill, and then you could watch all the shows that you want. Become a value mirror through marketing for your customers. What are the 5 pillars of $1 billion company? What are the ingredients that makes this successful $1 billion company? That's what we are going to talk about. The pillar number 1, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to tell you exactly what are the 5 things that you need to do in order for you to grow your company to the next level, whether it is $1 million or $10 million or more. But at the end of this video, I'll be sharing with you a specific thing that these $1 billion companies are using to grow their business, scale their business to the next level. So stay in till the end, and I have something fascinating I want to share with you. So I'm starting with number 1, which is innovation as a value tool, as a value creation tool. What does that mean? It means that you are innovating something. Netflix innovated. How did he innovate? Like, they had Blockbuster. People are sitting on their back and then driving their car and driving to a Blockbuster, stand on a line for like 25 minutes. And after 25 minutes, somebody is giving you a DVD or a cassette, and that you need to rewind, bring it home, and then, play it on a video player, and then bring it back. All kind of time waste, right? And now Netflix came up with an idea. Here's the idea. You don't need to do any of this. Just sit on your couch, relax and chill, and then you could watch all the shows that you want. It's a buffet. It's a Chinese buffet of entertainment. That's an innovation. That's a convenience. So innovation is the best way to create value for people. What does that mean? Value of convenience, value of price, value of money, value of something else, value of luxury, value of significance. Some value is created through innovation. That's number 1. We are moving on to number 2, which is use marketing as a value mirroring tool. What does that mean? It means that you have some values as a company, you define your core values as a company, and you are creating some value for people. But what are the customers really looking for? What do they really want? What do they really need? And you go deeply into their world enough to understand the value that they want. This is what the $1 billion companies do. Technology companies, Silicon Valley companies, any other companies that have grown big, this is what they do. They understand what your customer value. So you create that value mirroring. You become that mirror. Your marketing message becomes that mirror. Your advertisement becomes that mirror. When they look at it, they could see what they value. And they're like, okay, I want to get this, work with this company. I want to go to this company and get all the value I could. So that's number 2. That is the second thing. Become a value mirror through marketing for your customers, for your clients, so that they love to work with you. They cannot stop themselves from working with you, which leads me to the third point, which is use sales as a tool to create perceived value, value perception. What does that mean? You have the best thing in the world. How many of you know a company like that? If you know a company that has the most amazing product, the most amazing wine, the most amazing luxurious products, nobody's buying from them. Why? What happened? What really happened? Because they don't know how to create perception of value in the customer. That's an entirely different game. So there is a value, there's so much value, but nobody pays attention to it. Why? Because there's no perception of value. The clients, the consumers, they don't understand your value. They don't understand your value by. Why is that? It's because you haven't created the perception of value. So sales is that. Sales is, again, using the word value. And if you pay attention, next two secrets that I'm going to share with you, they are all about value too. You will understand that in a second. But hang in there. But let me conclude this idea of sales as a value perception tool. So this way the customer is perceiving the value. If you have an iPhone, what happens? You have an iPhone in your hand. What happens? People perceive the value of this thing. So they not only came up with a great product, they created a perception of value in your mind. That is the power. That is one of the pillars of $1 billion company. Moving on to the 4th point, which is value tilt through raving fan experience. Tony Hsieh, a guy who started Zappos. Zappos was a company that sent shoes to people's home. And you could actually, in the US, you could actually order shoes, Zappos.com. Order shoes, as many shoes as you want, and then as many returns as you want. They are like not very cheap shoes, but you could return as many times. Just fit it in, return it until you are happy. Just keep on returning. Tony Hsieh started this company, and that company created a new model for customer development, creating customer as a raving fan, somebody who's so fan of you, they cannot stop talking about you. They cannot stop talking about your company. That's a raving fan. How do you create a raving fan? By creating value tilt. What's a value tilt? You have seen this lady justice that is holding like sword on one hand and kind of his balance on another hand, right? This lady justice has a balance, and that is called justice. Justice. And we humans, monkeys and humans and animals, we have this justice. You have to be fair to each other. Be unfair to yourself. What does that mean? You have this balance. Imagine that balance is like this, and all of a sudden you're tilting the balance towards them. So you have less on your side. They have so much more. They have so much more value. It doesn't have to be money. It can be money, but it doesn't have to be money. It can be convenience. It can be speed. It can be efficiency. It can be the Netflix idea that we are talking about. I don't need to go anywhere. I can save money, but by not driving the car. I could save money by not spending that 45 minutes. I could go work somewhere else. Instead, I could sit at home and enjoy the Netflix. It's convenient. There is a value tilt. If you want to grow your business to the next level, you're tilting the value so that they feel like, oh my gosh, they are giving us so much that they cannot stop being a regular consumer or a customer or even a client. They become a raving fan of you. That's why we're getting into the final point. And once they have a raving fan, once they become a raving fan, once you have all these 4 attributes, then we go on to the final thing. And let's conclude this conversation once we finish that, which is scaling through accumulation of value. What does that mean? Normally in scaling, what people think is like scaling is the act of building this business. Let's say you're doing $1 million. To scale to 10 million or 100 million or $1 billion. How does that happen? It's by value accumulation. Value accumulation in 2 ways. One, you consistently create that value for your customers and accumulate that value for your consumers, your customers, and so that they consistently stay as raving fans even when you're growing. Not only that, you're accumulating value in money. So you are proportionately making money without that much expense. So scaling is just that, being able to grow your company without growing your expense proportionately. So you are accumulating value. That's how people who have money have more money. People who have debt, they have more debt. People who are poor, they become poorer. Why? Because they are accumulating what they have. If you have this value of giving so much more, and I'm going to summarize. So the 5 points are: innovate from value creation, and create value mirroring in marketing, value perception in sales, and create raving fans using value tilt, and finally use value accumulation of value for them and value for you, so that the company can scale and grow to the next level. That's what we are talking about. That is how billion-dollar companies are built. If you have a question or a comment, put that in the chat. Wherever you see that, I'll see you on the next video. Talk to you later. Bye. 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes or 8 minutes.